That's not right. Here we go. Hello and welcome to Jeff Grubb's Game Mess. Normally with Jeff Grubb, but he couldn't make it today. Instead, it is me, Mario's anonymous executioner. I cannot reveal my identity. I could not. I'm not supposed to. I'm supposed to be a bipartial executioner of the will of the people. And when I bring justice down upon Mario's neck, it will be with dispassion and with fairness and with the hearts and minds of the people in my hands. That is what I call my axe, is the hearts and the mind of the people. So welcome. And he gave me a list of stuff to talk about. Jeff did. This is not, yeah. How are we feeling about this? Is this an okay thing? I'm just trying to be an executioner. I'm covering my face so that we can keep my anonymous identity. All right, I'm gonna take it off. All right, nobody tell Mario that I did it. All right, or I'm going to do it. Okay. That's Balin. We got having some fun gameplay in the background, some stuff that we really enjoy. Okay. And the Game Boy Color sweatshirt. Honestly, I just washed it, although I think it's got a permanent Tabasco stain there. I'm sorry, I'm talking to chat. So YouTube, well, thank you for showing up to watch this. Let's get into it. I got a list of stuff that I wanted to talk about here. Let's see here. So we haven't added a ton to the list. In fact, we can erase some stuff from this list. So what does that leave us with? Well, Nintendo executes Mario. And this is really reaching a fever pitch today. Everyone is talking about this. Because Nintendo really, all they continue to say, and they're mostly saying it through their Japanese social media accounts, is please keep supporting us, is how the translation goes, but Mario's games will come down on March 31st. And you get the sense that they're starting to realize that this is becoming a meme, like Mario's being executed. And you wonder, like, how are they reacting to this? Like, obviously, they didn't think it was going to become this whole big thing, and they didn't think people were going to react with this meme. But we are, because what the hell? So they still haven't said if they have plans for any of this stuff going forward, other than to remove it. If there's stuff that's going to replace Super Mario 35, they haven't told us. If they're going to do something else with the games that are in the 3D Super Mario All-Stars collection, they haven't said anything. So really, it's just all we have to look forward to is the justified death of Mario himself, which will be happening today, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Is Super Mario 35 even still playable? It's probably coming down tomorrow morning, probably. Okay, so I'm gonna ask some questions here in a little bit. Let's go through some of the other stuff that I added here. The Ace Attorney concert on April 10th. I put that there specifically to get everyone's hopes up. Well, specifically Mike Minotti, my coworker at GamesBeat. He really likes Ace Attorney. I think he's hoping for some new news, and the chances of that seem very slim. And yet it's on the list, so we'll see what happens. I think he should definitely get his hopes up. I think that if you're a big Ace Attorney fan and you want to get your dreams like really built up and think that there's a chance that something magical could happen, yeah, do that. Definitely do that. That's a smart way to go about life. I haven't heard anything about that show. I do know that they tend, like, that a lot of like Japanese publishers tend to use these concerts as a way to announce news. But that's just circumstantial evidence. Like, we don't know if anything's coming from Ace Attorney. And then what else do we have? Oh, okay. This is a little bit of a Epic Games was doing that thing for a while where they were only buying like exclusives of games that were already done. And everyone was like, I hate this because I like to use Steam. And I was one of those people. Epic sort of, one of the ways that they adjusted to that, one of the ways that they responded was, well, let's just fund games as they are before they're even like started. Like, let's just fund games from the bottom up and give developers really good deals to make games that they want to make. Well, they did that. One of the companies they did that with is Remedy. And it sounds like Remedy is going to, I've heard that Remedy is going to be making Alan Wake 2 with Epic. And it should be it should kind of be the follow-up the fans of that series want. So Alan Wake, there was a bidding war, but Epic had the best publishing deal. And so Alan Wake 2, it seems like it's coming. I don't know exactly when they'll announce it, but this is what I've heard, and I figured that you guys could hear it here first. So yeah, I think this is it's a pretty big deal. I don't know if this means one thing one way or the other for Control. Like if there's a Control sequel, I have no idea. I'm not saying one thing or another about Control. I'm saying that it does seem like Remedy wanted to make Alan Wake 2. A bunch of companies said, hey, I think we might actually want to help you publish that. Epic was like, here is the best deal for you, and Remedy jumped all over it and went for it. And so I think that's part of what's, this is part of Epic's strategy going forward, like making these games possible. And I think a really smart strategy from Epic, because fans of Remedy really want that game. And if Epic is the company enabling this to happen, it's going to engender goodwill and all that. Yeah, Wolf in the chat says Control is pretty much Alan Wake 2 in many ways. Hey, thank you to Kodo for your subscription using your Amazon Prime account. I appreciate that. Good looking out. All right, that was like the intro and the news. He says you're not welcome. Let's answer some questions. Anyone have any questions they want me to answer? You can use the chat on Twitch. I need to find a way for YouTube watchers to ask questions that I can maybe answer on future episodes. We'll have to figure out a way to do that. I'll maybe make a Google Doc that you guys can, because I have one of those for our podcast, for our podcast producers. They can ask questions there. Maybe I could do something for YouTubers there. Okay, first up, question from Christian. How are you? I'm okay. I had 5 espresso shots this morning, if you can't tell. It was a bad choice. I make bad choices. I made myself a double espresso, and then my wife had a deal at a Starbucks, so I just went. And while I was waiting for her drink, I ordered myself a triple espresso. These are poor decisions. These are the things that I do that other people shouldn't, and they should learn from my mistakes. I am pretty jumpy. Hey, Z Green Z with the 75 bits. Announce Radical Heights. I wish, man. I'm a Radical Heights fan. I'm radical. I'm high. So Radical Heights is, I don't know what that means. I loved Radical Heights. It was a battle royale game with an economic system, and those are 2 of my favorite things. Put those things together, of course I'm gonna like that. All right. Where is my Balan Wonderworld review from Tokodo? So I was working all weekend, just not on Balan Wonderworld. I was working on the Intel chip reviews, the i5 and the i9, which are okay. They're fine. I mean, you already have a 10900K or something like that. Definitely don't get the 900K. I don't need to talk about the chips right now. My review's on GameSpeed.com. But I do want to get back to Balan. I think I'm going to stream it starting tonight. Yeah, TechMF says just talk about Invincible. It's a good book. That new Amazon show Invincible got me into the books, the comic books. I'm like through volume 12 of the trade paperbacks. So yeah, that's really good. More like banal Wonderworld, says Dolly. Absolutely right. Besbin Bulletin. Any more questions or any updates on publishers going rogue? So not quite yet. I will have some more updates in the coming weeks about specifically who. I would just say it's safe to assume right now that most are going rogue. I think it's pretty safe to assume that. It seems that way. And all the big companies seem to be doing their own thing. And a lot of, I think some of the like mid-size publishers are looking to extend the calendar to do things in July, or they're looking for flexibility to do things later if they need to. And I don't know if the ESA's digital event is going to sort of serve that flexibility. From Macro Bay, does Mario have to die so Link can live? I think, we put this on Twitter. Mario has to die so Looney Tunes can bring back Big Chungus, which I guess is the thing that's happening. Nick Turbo, is Starfield coming this year, you frequent leaker? Don't know. I don't know, Nick Turbo. I don't know. I think that might be the idea, but I don't know but ideas, people have a lot of ideas, all right? And it's very easy to have an idea of like, oh, if that game's ready, let's push it out this year. And yeah, I think that might be an idea that people discuss at Microsoft. That doesn't mean anything. Not really. They still have to put their feet to the pavement to get the work done, and that's still up in the air. But I think there's a good chance they'll show it at E3, but that's as far as I'm willing to go. From Drunk Zol, do you think Bloodborne PC PS5 will come out? I hope. I hope it comes to PC real bad. And I hope it gets the PS5 update. I think that the holdup there is just from doing the work, right? Because that's an update they'd have to do, and if they are struggling to, like, I got to be careful. I can't talk about that game. But if they're having struggles diverting attention to Bloodborne updates, even if they were to start selling on PC and it'd probably sell pretty well, that might just be something they're not ready to do. Maybe they're not even like legally able to do it because they're probably tied up with delivering on certain things for certain publishers. So yeah, I hope so. I think it'll come eventually. It makes so much sense. And I feel like, yeah, the work it would take to get Bloodborne from PlayStation 4 onto PC would easily be worth it. But I know that there's Sony involved and things like QA, like the QA departments at a lot of these companies can only work on one thing at a time with how complicated things are with work from home. And there might just be enough of a backlog where by the time they could get to it, it wouldn't be worth it or something. But I don't know. I think it'll happen eventually. Let's see here. I got a couple people at me. It helps me see it a little bit easier. All right. Oda, I heard about another secret project at Bethesda Game Studios Montreal. A new mobile phone game, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I'm trying to think if I've heard anything similar. I thought I heard something, but I might have heard it secondhand. So I'm not sure if it's something that I would want to try to add weight to. Another one from Nick. Will Xbox make more Xbox 360 and OG Xbox games backward compatible? Yeah, it sounds like that's the plan. I think that now that they kind of got FPS boost working well, I think the idea might be to look back and see some good games that might fit with that. But I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily expect a huge swath of games that weren't backward compatible and now that they are and now are. From Louis P. Jeff Grubb, have you jumped into Outriders at all yet? Thoughts? I have not. I haven't had time. I've been just too busy with Balan Wonderworld, taking up all my thoughts and dreams. From Zag, what's your opinion on CDPR talking about their reconsideration on multiplayer in Cyberpunk? Chat scrolling. To me, it sounds like they aren't scrapping it, but making a whole new system we haven't really seen before, with God Galaxy being their spearhead. I guess I don't know about that second part. I'd have to look into it closer, and I was kind of off yesterday because I wasn't feeling well. But I saw what they said. I don't know. It seems like it's something that they don't know if it's going to be worth the effort, and like one thing that might, like, they were probably pretty willing to take risks before Cyberpunk came out, but those same risks likely look very different now after Cyberpunk has come out, where they're like, okay, yeah, we could try to get a multiplayer game up and running. We could do that. That's something we can handle. And now it's like, oh God, can we really figure that out while we're trying to put all these fires out with Cyberpunk still? So I just wouldn't be surprised if this is something where they're just reassessing what they can handle and what actually makes sense for them to do as the developer that they are. I guess I wouldn't necessarily think that it's completely out of the realm of possibility, but maybe eventually. From Anti-Macro, will Tokoto let you review the B&O Xbox headset or keep it for himself? The black and orange. What's B&O? You talk about that new the new headset, the audio headset. Dean Takahashi actually got that. I don't know if he ever posted a review, and I know he was supposed to post something about it, but I don't know if he did. From Cyber B, what happened of that old mobile phone game on that obscure Bethesda IP they announced some time ago? Not sure. I can't remember. A lot of times mobile phone games go in one ear and out the other. I will say I really want to play that Pikmin AR game from Niantic. I know most people probably don't care about that, but I really want to play it. I'm even thinking about using a VPN to register my phone in Singapore and see if I can download the preview version. It probably won't work here, It probably doesn't have like the map data for the USA or whatever, but I really want to try it. I really want to play that game. It's an excuse to go outside, right? And while we've been able to go outside throughout the pandemic or whatever, but after a while you like sort of lose the motivation because it's like I'm just going on that same walk I've done by my house 100 times now. And I didn't want to get back into Pokemon Go, but I'm willing to like try Pikmin just because it's something new and different. From Wolf Fox, what's happening at Koei Tecmo? The director just left. I don't know. I'd have to look into that. From Final Dasa, do you think Gotham Knights is still a 2021 game? They delayed it. Now, didn't they say they were delaying it to next year? I think they already said they were delaying it to 2022. I might be wrong about that. I never thought it was a 2021 game, though. All right. From Alva Rosa Donna. Alva Rosa Aldana? I'm sorry, I'm probably saying that wrong. Any news about specifics for June, July events, or is it still too early and uncertain? It's starting to get into that period where plans are solidifying, but it's also so early that like the specifics haven't spread out to enough people to where I would be hearing about it. I think I've heard a few things where like those meetings are happening soon, and they have some pretty good ideas of what's going to be in there. Like that's where I keep saying things like I think Starfield will be at E3. That stuff hasn't been solidified yet, but I know it's like the discussions about it being there, possibly being there, kind of were happening, or like at least people at Microsoft were talking about their hopes for it being there. Again, that doesn't mean it will, and things are going to change. And it's going to be very dependent on the state of the game and whether or not it's ready to go, at what point in development it actually is. But they're having those kinds of conversations and not like, okay, here is our actual playlist. And we could go ahead and put like chisel this into stone because we know exactly what's going to be there. Now let's figure out how we're going to present it. They're not at that point quite yet. Okay. From 23 Cheeker, sorry I'm late. Anything about that NSO news from Nintendo in April? I don't know. I haven't heard anything solid about that. I know those rumors are going around. Some people tell me about it, but I have not been able to confirm anything like that. I think, to me, it makes some sense. You're taking stuff off of Nintendo Switch Online when you remove Super Mario 35. If Nintendo was serious when they said they wanted to make sure that people saw the value of Nintendo Switch Online, I think that they should probably announce something to replace that and talk about ways that they're going to beef it up in the future. It makes some sense, but whether or not that April timeframe is exactly right, I don't know. All right, let's do a couple more. There's a lot of questions here. You know what? Actually, let's do one more. Then I'm going to wrap up the YouTube video, and then I'll stick around with you guys on Twitch for a little bit. Tokoto making a joke about Commander Keen. I don't know. All right, hang on. All right. Falcone says it's been about 2 weeks since the release. Have you been seeing any reports of issues with the Xbox wireless headset? Thinking of getting one. There's been no widespread issues as far as I've seen. I'm trying to think of the problems that I did hear people talk about. I think that it's a wireless headset, so the microphone is only so good, but it seems okay for a wireless headset. That means it's pretty bad overall, but pretty good for a wireless headset, whatever, if that's good enough for you. I actually have a playlist on SoundCloud of mic tests, and you can go through and look at all those and see what like a good headset sounds like, and then try to look at some of the wireless ones and see how bad they sound in comparison, and expect sort of that difference, because wireless headsets just always, they have bad mics, they don't try very hard, and then like the radio technology they use to connect them, they usually focus on latency over quality, which makes sense. When you're wireless, you don't want to have a huge latency when you're saying something. It can mess up communications and stuff like that. So yeah, but I wouldn't. It seems like a smartly designed headset with like the cool dials on the side, and then being able to have Bluetooth connected to your phone while you have the thing connected directly to your Xbox over the separate connectivity protocol. So you can listen to music, listen to podcasts, still hear your games, and then if someone jumps in your room, they could still talk to you. Or you can like hook up Discord on your phone if for some reason you're playing on Discord with friends like in crossplay. Like you can use Discord that way. So it's a really smartly designed headset in that regard. Okay, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you everybody on YouTube for watching. Everyone on Twitch, I'm gonna stick around for a little bit longer. If you're on YouTube, if you have questions, put them in the comments, and I will probably pick one or two to highlight, to spotlight, and answer on the next episode. So keep an eye out for that. Also, I think I'm gonna try to figure out a good regular time to do this on Twitch, and I'm thinking Mondays and Wednesdays. I think, and then we'll do the podcast on Fridays, right? I think that makes sense. But we'll figure that out going forward. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank you for watching, YouTube. Catch you next time.